design something together so I can show you some of the resources that I use to make my designs. So the first thing you want to do is open Design Space and open a blank canvas. And for this, we're going to just design a spring a spring shirt. So what I could use images from Cricut, but because I want to show you some of these resources, we're going to do it a little different. So I'm going to go to Google, and let's say I want to do a flower in here. So I'm going to type in flower, and I'm going to go to the images tab. And now when you're getting things off Google, you want to make sure you're getting things that are okay that don't have to require a license. So you'll go to this tools button, and you'll go to usage rights, and you want to click the one that says labeled for reuse or labeled with reuse with modification. Let's do clip art just to make this easier. Okay, I like this one. So what I'm going to do is right click, and I'm going to save image as, and I'm going to save it onto my desktop. Okay, and press save. Now I can't just upload it like that into Design Space, because Design Space, the files need to be in an SVG. So that means that there's layers, and so each layer is a different color. So to create an SVG out of a image file, I go to this website that's called png to svg.com, and it's very easy. You just scroll down to where it says drag and drop a file. So I'm going to go off, drag it from my desktop to right here, and if you scroll down, you'll see it has it and then how many colors are in it. You can increase this to pick up more depth or decrease it to make it simple. I usually keep it at what it was. So then you hit this generate button, and it's working its magic right now. Okay, so it's generating a vector for us. So that means it has layers, and we can manipulate the layers. It's not exactly the same, but it'll work for what I want it to do. So I'm going to click this download SVG, and once it's there, I'm going to show it in Finder. I'm using a Mac, so I'm going to rename this. Ooh, no, don't compress. I didn't mean to do that. I'm going to rename it to flower, and I'm going to drag this to my desktop as well. Okay, so I can close out of Finder. So now what I want to do is I want to upload this into Design Space. So I'm going to go to Design Space, and I'm going to hit this upload button. I'm going to do upload image, and I am going to drag from my desktop into the upload box. You can also browse. Okay. So this is what it gives me. I forgot to take away the white, so it's okay. We can still make this work. So click save. I would recommend putting tags in so you can find it easily later. All right, so I clicked on it, and I'm going to do insert image. Okay, so now you'll notice once it loads that over on the right hand side in your layers panel, all these are different layers. You can hit the eyes to make the layers disappear. So I want to make this white box disappear, so I'm going to click on that. If I were to want to change the color of a layer, say this one, I'm going to, well, let's see what it looks like without that. Okay, that doesn't make a big difference. I'm just going to keep that off. But for the flower layer, let's say I want to change this to, let's change it to purple. So I click on that layer in the right hand layer screen, and I'm going to hit purple. Okay, so you see it changed it from right there. So that's how you manipulate, that's how you make something into an SVG. So let's say, since I changed it to purple, I want this to be a lilac color. Okay, so that's how I do that. I'm going to take it back because it was aqua, and that's my favorite color. And I'm going to do undo again. You can do undo, I think, as many times as you want. I've never had it stop doing undo for me. Okay. So now let's add some words to it, because I want to show you something else. So let's go to the text, and we'll just do hello. We'll do hello, oops. Hello up top. And then we'll put spring. Okay. I don't like that font. That is the normal Cricut Sans font. So what I want to show you is there is this website called wordmark.it. Now let me get it out of what I already had it on. And I'm going to type in hello spring in here. And what this website does is it will show you whatever you type in there, it will show you what it looks like on all the fonts that you have installed on your computer. So when you're using this website, you'll go through, and I'm gonna find a couple that I really like so I can compare them to see what looks the best. This is what I do for my first friends, because I do whatever font looks the best with that name, and this is how I do that. So I can oh, I really like this one, so I can compare them to see which looks the best. So you click on it, it makes this blue box around it, and that means it's selected. And then you'll notice up here on the right hand side it says filter selected. So once I have a few selected, we'll click that. I have a lot of fonts, but I have my favorites. So let's do, I did banana milkshake. I really like that one. I really like, what is it called? Let's see. Of course I can't think of it right now. So we'll just keep scrolling through. I want to find at least one more that looks really good. And let's do one of the KG ones. Let's do a couple of these. All right, so now that I have 3 fonts selected, I'm going to go up here to filter selected, so then I can see which one I like best. So let's just try this KG one thing. So I go back to Design Space, I click on the text box, and up here I type in KG. Wait for my computer to catch up. All right. So there I have this. Now I can, let's make this flower a little bit smaller so we can see more. And let's rotate it. You can rotate it this way, or say I want it facing the other way. I can go up here to flip, and I can flip it horizontal, or flip vertical if I wanted to. So let's flip it back right, and then let's change that back. Let's do it. Let's try it like this. Alright, so here is my text and the font that I like. I'm going to rotate this. And I'm going to put this right here. I don't know, what the heck, why not? Okay, if I wanted the letters to be closer together, there's two ways to do it. You could either ungroup them and move them individually, or you can go up here to where it says letter space and click the down or the up arrows to increase or decrease the space. So I don't want them too close together, but I like that. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. And now, say I want to make the H bigger than everything else. Let's go over to the panels and do ungroup. And now you'll notice every letter is separate. So let's make the H big. Alright, and then move it to where you want it. Okay, that's kind of fun. Let's keep it like that. Okay, so now I'm going to do the same thing to spring. I've already got it typed in here. So I'm going to decrease the lettering, the letter spacing again. And then I'm going to ungroup again. And I'm going to make this S bigger too. Just so it's cohesive. Okay, so now we'll say this is all I'm going to do. I don't want to make this video too long. So if I were to hit make it right now, it's going to move things all around. So what you want to do is, when you're doing this, to keep it in the same place, you use attach. So but when you do attach, it has to be light colors. So it has to be black, all black, or red and red. So for this, I'm going to move the flower out of the way, and I'm going to draw a box around Hello Spring. And I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to hit attach. It doesn't matter where I place this on the screen, because when you go to make it, it's going to move it to where it wants to. But now you'll notice that Hello Spring is exactly where I placed it on my canvas. So I would recommend, when you're first starting, to keep it separated like this on mat, so you know which mat. You will be changing mats a lot, but when you're first starting, definitely keep it like that. However, I like to use one mat for everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change all these layers. I'm going to make note of what is what color on this. So I know these little loop-de-loops on the petals are red, the stem is obviously green, and the petals are turquoise. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the layers, and I'm going to change these all to black. And you'll see why in a second. Okay, so now when I hit make it, it's all going to be on the same mat. What I do is I take, like, I know this is going to be green, so I'm going to put this down here. This is going to be black. I'm going to leave that right there. This is going to be turquoise, so I'm going to put this in the bottom left corner. And then this is the part that was red, so I'm going to leave that in that corner. So now when I'm preparing my mat, I will just make note of where it is positioned and how many inches each way and down it is. So I'll know that the black piece needs to go to 3 inches and it needs to go over to 5. So I'll cut a piece exactly to that size and place it there. And same thing with the petal loops. I'm going to put the red piece, I'm going to make sure there's enough to cover this area. And then right here, I'll do the turquoise. And right here, I'll do the green. But before I make this, since I'm going to be putting this on a shirt, we'll say, you want to make sure that you hit this mirror button. Anytime you're doing heat transfer vinyl, that is not patterned. Patterned is a whole nother thing. But just regular one solid color heat transfer vinyl, you always want to mirror it and place the shiny side down on your mat. So that way it cuts the vinyl itself and leaves the transfer mask intact. So that's the designs portion of it. And so I showed you Google search how to find images that are royalty free, how to convert a royalty free image into an SVG, upload it into Design Space, and then use wordmark.it to figure out your fonts.